Welcome guys. In this video we're going to talk about generic interfaces, classes that can inherit or rather implement the generic interfaces, and then we'll talk about using these. Okay, so crank up Visual Studio. Let's make a project using system as always, and then namespace sample. That'll do for our purposes. Now we're going to say here interface generic interface, and then you're going to put here a T like this, you see? Okay, so once you have a generic interface, you can have stuff that looks like this. Define a method within it, so void show T, and then give it the name var like that, okay? So this can operate on different data types like that. Okay. Now we can define a class that implements this generic interface, and the way to do that, of course, is to now type class interface user. Like that T here, and then generic interface like that. So this implements the generic interface, and notice both of them have a T. And now we're going to say public void, of course, show, and then T var. In our case, what we're going to do is type console.writeLine, and the value of var is, and then you're going to put placeholder here, comma, and then you'll say var, and then close out the semicolon like that. Okay. If you want, let's do it to string also. There you go. So let's delete that. Now we're going to make use of this with a couple different data types. After all, one of the great benefits of generics is flexibility and reusability. So let's take a look here. So class program, and then within it we're going to say static void main as always, and now we're going to say interface user, and this one's going to work on an integer first, so my gen1, let's say my generic 1 equals new interface user with an int, and then open close parentheses. Okay, so now that we have this, what we're going to do is say my gen1 dot, and then you're going to say here show, and then pass in some value like 10, you see? So that should show us the value of 10. Okay, now let's do one more here, just so you can see how flexible it is. Interface user, and now we're going to do a string here, like that, and then we'll say mygen2 equals, and then new interface user with a string, close out a semicolon. Now we're going to say mygen2.show, and now hello world like this. Okay, there you go. And of course at the end we can do console.read key. So let's do here console.read key. So it looks like this. Alright, magnificent. So this is our code. So remember, we have an interface. Remember, interfaces are contracts. In other words, when you implement it, you promise to provide the functionality that the interface defines. Alright. Now here, this is a parameterized one because, of course, T can assume different types. So down below specifically is going to be an integer and then a string. You see how wide this is flexible? It can operate on different data types easily. Alright, so let's give it a build, make sure it takes. Alright, so build succeeded. Great. Let's go with step into here. So as you can see, at first both of these mygen1 and mygen2 are null. Okay, now as you can see, mygen1 is no longer null. And here, if you look at the type, there's the type. See sample.interface user. Alright, now we're going to call that one. And if you look at the type variable of T, you see T has been resolved more specifically to the integer type. So that's nice. And now call that one. If you look at the type variable of T now it's been resolved to a string type. Okay, so that T, as you can see, is a parameter, right? It changes values, as you can see in the locals window. And then read key, and there you go. So the value of var is 10. The value of var is hello world. Let's close that. And that's it. So you've learned how to make a generic interface, how to implement the interface and make a generic class essentially. and you've learned what the benefit is, that namely when you run this code here, it works equally well on integers as it does on strings, and you don't have to create individual classes to handle individual data types. Alright, and that is it. So thanks very much, and I'll see you in another video.